You feel like something new. You feel like something. You feel like something new. You feel like something. Don't just stop it. Doing what you do. When I lay back, holding on to you. Ooh, ooh, feel like something new. Yeah. Got my senses here on overload. All my body is for you to hold. Ooh, 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 feel like something new. Yeah. And I never thought that you got me wanting. Never thought that ooh. Never thought that I'd be saying you feel more like a dream. Yeah. You feel like something new. You feel like something. You feel like something new. You feel like something. I feel like I'm in another galaxy. Take my time in your eternity. Ooh, 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 feel like something new. Yeah. And I never thought that you got me wanting. Never I pack my suitcase, headed out the door, I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home, a couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
Miles past, turning back, found my track, face the fact, she a cold one. Never gonna settle for none, stay up every night till I won. Don't want a slow rise now, I'm confident opulence isn't a long ride out. When I look back now, I'm astounded. A quiet boy from old age, but always felt the world was a stage, yeah. I celebrate one last late night, my old life ain't staying.
I pack my suitcase, headed out the door, I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home, a couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
I'm headed to LA.
Miles, throw it on the dash. Shit, 10,000 hours, can't let them pass. Yeah, well, I was putting time in, you was pulled up wildin'. You always had shit to say, now when I see you, it's silence. Thought I'd have a Grammy by 25. Commas after commas next to dollar sign, yeah. Had to remind myself why I'm living this life. Look at all the late nights, it'll all come in due time, yeah.
Made for the fight, for the pain and the climb, tied to the life I chose. Stay through the night, another day, not a dime. Race against time. I couldn't just lay by and wonder what I could have made mine. I'm closing on the moment, no one's gonna hold me down. From getting
I pack my suitcase, headed out the door, I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home, a couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
Days gone, I won't waste another one. Oh, that darkness, it won't set me back again. Oh, I'm not asleep or awake. I won't let the future escape.
just shake the ground. Oh, this lightness, it will fill the air around. Oh, I'm not asleep or awake. I won't let the future
escape.
Yeah. La 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 la. Yeah. Your life hits hard, but I hit right back. I never back down. I keep it on track. It's the same day with no problems. I keep rising from the bottom. 'Cause when the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear that sound. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now, and then I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, 'cause I got no problems. Yes, every day was a war. Yeah, it kinda took a while. When they tell me I should stay, I just jump with a smile. Yeah, it's hard until you notice. Everybody's got their moment. When the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear the sound. Listen up. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now, and then I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, 'cause I got no problems. 'Cause I got no problems.
the ceiling now. Have none I need to worry about, cause I got no problems. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now. Have none I need to worry about, cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, cause I got no problems. bulletproof, don't ever lose. Put the evil in the devil, let him let it loose. I'm an earthquake, make your bones shake. There's no question I'm the king, I always dominate. A force to be reckoned with, better remember it. Look at what I can do, walking all over you. Incredible, it's criminal. I never lose, I'm bulletproof. Best in the game, you all know my name. Can't run now, it's too late. Got winning in my blood, in my DNA. It's destiny, it's fate. Unbreakable, unbeatable, undefeatable. I'm invincible. Unbreakable, unbeatable, undefeatable. I'm invincible. I'm bulletproof, don't ever lose. Put the evil in the devil, let him let it loose. I'm an earthquake, make your bones shake. There's no question I'm the king, I always dominate. A force to be reckoned with, better remember it. Look at what I can do, walking all over you. Incredible, it's criminal. I never lose, I'm bulletproof.
Safety nets are overrated, yeah. If you make one, you will fall. Too much of a temptation, yeah. There's a comfort in the crawl. Now I've been on my feet too long. I know I'm strong, just looking for some solid ground, so I can start to run. I don't wanna be tired, moving so bad, my brain. There's no time to bait. Climb out the sheets, find the jeans from a previous date. Grab the keys from off the counter, commute into the city, gonna take another hour. Man, I hate trading time for a way. At least I got a home and a job that pays. Faded from color, reaching to find when I wonder how. Saying it'll all be fine, while you sit around and waste your time. Faded from color, stuck in the backseat and told to drive.
Certainly has done you good, Dave. You look like a child. Well, thank you very much, Arthur. I've been very lucky down here. Feeling better than I did up north.
Collars itching, face switching, another cup of joe and I'm fine. Come 5, I can burn a fresh dime. Lifting up the burdens, putting weight on my mind. Bet if I didn't chase that and embrace distractions, master my lack of faith and break through. Faded from color, reaching to find when I wonder how. Saying it'll all be fine, while you sit around and waste your time. Faded from color, stuck in the backseat and told to drive. I'm holding out as I fight. I feel my colors wash away. I'm finding my ground in the light of the hours I can claim. 'Cause in time I'll restore my complexion and find that I left my distractions behind. In the meantime, I'll blindfold my pride and keep hold of my time like it's gold. Faded from color, reaching to find when I wonder how. Saying it'll all be fine, while you sit around and waste your time. Faded from color, stuck in the backseat and told to drive.
Hello and welcome back to another evening here at ESL Challenger League C. It's season 49 and we're in North America. My name, Vincent, joined by Get the Bag, Marky. I am pumped up for this evening of Counter-Strike, my friend. How are you doing?
Vincent, I am doing excellent. Always pumped to be here in North America. Always pumped to see new risen talent, but always pumped to be here with you, my friend. So it is a great night.
That it is. And you know what? We've already had a couple of days here as we've kicked off the North American action a couple of days ago, but we're just sinking our teeth in to this North American side of things. This is what the format looks like if you need a quick refresher as well. We are currently working through the group stage where we've got round robins, 2 best of ones happening one after another as we get a chance to see who will be in the playoffs and who will be eliminated. Lots of eliminations, and to be fair, lots of relegations actually for this season compared to the previous. So it's oh so much more important to grab these wins when you can grab them.
Exactly, and I mean with the format change, teams we've seen swap out, and with new names now getting the chance to play for this beautiful prize, right? Total of $80,000, $25K. First place prize. We love that, but you got to be able to catch up with it. Be able to get these wins. It starts here all the way in week 1, Vincent, to be able to build up and have a campaign to make it all the way to the top.
That you do, and you know it's a campaign that we've just here started. This is shaping up to be sort of top heavy, as we kind of have expected that's the case. NRG and Boss picking up a couple of early wins, but they're not the only ones. Nouns in the same boat, who we're going to get to a little bit later on. They're one of the 2 teams we'll be talking a lot about today, but I think in addition to that, a lot of chances for those, I would say, 5th to 8 spots, like, I mean, between 5 and 10, like, those spots are very, very clearly up in the air, so it's going to be fun to kind of see how this all sorts itself out as we get down to the wire. But let's focus in a little bit on the teams we've got today. Nouns, as I mentioned, picking up an early win against Bad News Copy Bars, but I wouldn't say that was by any means dominant victory. 2 tight matches, Mirage and Dust 2, and Alter Iron, it hadn't been the best of starts for them, Mark.
It has not been the best of starts for them. You saw when we were going through the standings there. They're at an unfortunate crisp 0-4 here in ESL Challenger League, but unfortunately, or fortunately for them, they've been grinding out other online competitions. We'll talk about their race here to this ESL Challenger League line here in a moment, but with knowing all too well with the story to come ahead, how important the beginning of their season could be, Vincent. We got to see exactly where they're going to take that next step. An advanced team that is going to be racing their way into ESL Challenger League, I think with one of them to have one of the deeper map pools than we've actually seen make this transition, and where you see Dust 2 pop up at the end of this first veto, Vincent, that's going to be looking nice for them.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to love about the kind of conversation coming into this, especially with the way Alter Iron made their way into ECL. I think there's some fair criticism with some of the teams that kind of pulled out here. That some of these teams really got a bit of a free leg up into this position, but they're not one of those that did. They took second in relegation after making a second place in advance. So the move up for them, about as legitimate as it can get, alongside a new look for Nouns. I guess not as new anymore, but still big changes kind of sweeping across the board. And maybe let's get into that a little bit more. Let's start with Alter Iron Club though, because I think that the way that they make it into ECL is a story like no other. Mark, it's an incredible tale of just consistency and dedication to putting in that work as they made their way through the lower bracket of Advanced.
I mean, I was talking and even joking with you earlier. Vince and I said, do you believe in miracles, right? We were talking about the United States Miracle hockey movie, right, where you follow the United States team to a miracle victory, right, that comes out. Alter Iron Club were sitting 7-7 oh no, one spot out of advance, sitting at 25th. But you're that next one up on the charts. If somebody needs to step out, Vincent, and that's where they took their pace and went with it. But so was a guy like Peeping, who was over on Timberman in 2024. But before that, on Fluffy Aimers, when Timberman needed a sub when they went by Badass Gaming all the way in December of 2023, won that initial tournament that he played with them at Philadelphia, Chicago 2023, and had one of the highest ratings while doing it in this rifling corps. Vincent has been one of the premier pickups during our offseason, right? They were either going to lose Peeping or lose Nix, and they held on to the other young gun who's just 1 year younger than that man. But I mean, he'll be missing his younger duo, but they also pulled in Infinite, who I'm not sure we're going to be seeing quite yet.
Yeah, I think, you know, if you ask me personally, I actually think keeping Peeping was the best of that situation. And you know, funny enough, right, got to attend and go to that Chicago, right, joining the team that won the 2024 version of Chicago in Nouns, which I think is a funny little moment in history that probably many would gloss over, not quite see. And I think that, you know, we talked about him there as kind of our player to watch, because he's been a guy that has, when he was on that Timberman and Elevate under that name as well roster, he was given all these roles where he was really unable to shine, but yet still shone bright despite that fact. And I think that everybody saw that. Everybody saw the consistency that he was starting to bring. And that's why he's a guy that you have to be keeping an eye on. And that's why he's, you know, in 2 years been brought up to one of the premier organizations in North America in Nouns.
And really having the sense that you sort of form this core around him with that firepower, right? Because he also brought in Cryptic with him as that IGL over from Boss. You have been working for a long time to get that Boss roster into a place, right? RMRs, big appearances, but couldn't find the line. I actually heard this. It actually took Cryptic's parents telling him that maybe it was time to cut the line with Boss. There were a lot of times where this Nouns deal apparently was brought to him, and he said no, but finally made the jump when, I mean, he must have heard the whispers with Darty and some other roster foreman.
He had to have. I mean, I think that's what it was, because, you know, kind of talking to him and getting the feeling, it seemed like he was committed to that project, but then when things started to change, that's when things were changed. So it does look like we are going to be seeing CJ in the server tonight for Nouns as opposed to Infinite, and Peeping is the one at the forefront of this opening. Ideal is that initial frag, but Talon catches them off, ensuring that the avenue back up into B, not so clear, not so easy. CJ, though, continues forward and starts to break things open elsewhere. This all will allow for Nouns to accumulate down at the bottom of mid and now head back up through tons.
Talon, the team dad, the captain of the team, so to speak, this 28-year-old that has been grinding along in many forms with it, but the actual captain is just decapitated. The op IGL flow just ran right over. Time for Aries to just make his face known. A 1v1 with CJ on the other side, and he is still the king. Nouns are picking up their first round on Dust 2, and they're flowing.
Yeah, a big round out of CJ. Actually, he's the one who caught off the push up through long that Ultra Iron were trying to put together. That's what allowed for Nouns to so easily regroup after the trade where Peeping gets his one, but then gets taken out by the player in CT. So good heads-up maneuvering from CJ to then close out the round at a 1v1. Even despite the fact that Arias was kind of put into a tough spot, he makes it winnable, but ultimately does not win. A little bit of contact out long, but Ultra Iron are just going to kind of leave that where it lies. No need to commit to a fight that is pretty disadvantageous for them.
A little bit of bump back into upper. Junior and PP just laying on it, but the force back in. It almost looked like Clip Zera wanted to give that one a go. Talon keeping tabs here on middle, and this scope does feel something on the other side. Close off, you have CJ getting that bit, and there's all sorts of runes happening here. They are extending with this flash just into the front of the double doors. Now they just bite up that next bit of map control.
Yanked it away, but Ultra Iron, they're continuing to push the issue. Arias still here. over on Catwalk, unfortunately, going to get fouled, and the aggression up into upper tons is dismantled by Peeping's SMG. So with the A site falling, the B site seems likely to fall as well if they actually walk out. Because Peeping's still hanging out around. Falls back. Here's Talon making the maneuver, and Talon not prepared for that. Give Nouns another round, and that one pretty clean against the force by Alter Iron Club. Trying to get a little bit of economic pressure going early, but they don't really get the look that they were hoping for.
Unfortunately not. It was pretty hard to try and pass over the very nice split out there through lower. Peeping just mowing them up. A lot of profit earned down through that force, but great pickups to kind of continue this thing forward. 2-0 so far, and it was Talon up top that got that. Junior going quickly into this mid situation on the other side of those doors. Saw two bodies go past. That lower queue is on par.
Scout gets a little bit of information, but I don't actually know how many they saw get into lower. I'm certainly aware of at least a player there, but it's doubled up in the form of Misha. Alter Iron will return to a more bodied up approach. Flo, actually from behind, Arias hits his one. Problem is that Cryptic has so much space that he's already working with. Peeping seems to be the eco merchant of the day. He'll tap away onto Talon, making it look simple.
And not teasing him and getting away with the dink. It's Cryptic that runs him down with the MAC-10. And look, I gotta be honest with you, a start like this would certainly frighten me if I'm on the other side of Peeping. Already off to a 7-1 start, but able to just try and focus in and get a couple of one-taps in will definitely get you some style points on top of it. Nouns looking good already. Rush hasn't even had to get involved.
Yeah, and that's what you want from Rush. You want Rush to not need to be involved, and then when he does, he's going to pop off and find that impact, especially in the late round for you. He's a guy that previously was kind of having to call, from what I understand, towards the end of 2024. And that's why it's such a huge pickup for Cryptic to be into this roster. Take that pressure away from Rush. You want to be in his element. But a first gun around for Alter Iron Club. Got a lot of presence out towards the A-bomb site. That's a lot of damage, too. Peeping, stepping in fire for longer than I had thought would have been reasonable. Junior tags up one and allows the confirmation as well. CJ continues to scale. And up through Catwalk, it's all on to Flo.
But they caught Misha out towards B, so they get that bit of map control, but then they just flop back. Gotta get the tabs on this again. And I think Alter Iron know what type of situation they have just been forced into, lying on the other side of this engagement, completely separated from the B side. It's going to be really hard to try and break bounds and get past the line of scrimmage to even consider this retake. It looked like you had a nice aggression up there from Clip Zera, but a little bit antsy when taking the fight, and Nouns pounce and currently at 5 alive.
Yeah, there's just no world to get back into there for Alter Iron. That's what I think, can be a big difference maker for a team like Nouns. What they do very well in the past is that they understand the complexion of the map at any point in the round. And that's what they've done right there. Understanding that they have cordoned off the entirety of that A-bomb site, that everybody, for the most part, is there. And that they can take back towards B pretty easily. Arias on an elevated position typically would be good, but the flashbang is better. Talon, his double kill is great, but again, they're trying to work their way out of this round, and nobody escapes the grasps of Nouns.
I mean, both of these are back-to-back best-of-ones. Even with that little bit of an advantage that you do have, that's where they press it, and they come out on top hugely. Nouns, they get everything out of Alter Iron's bank, shake it out. It's again up to those upgraded pistols like you were bought into round 2, Vincent, but it's a slippery slope on Dust 2, and unfortunately, you're coming off of 2 bruised and battered games off of that Boston NRG series, really needing a hot start. Alter Iron Club need a play to spark that strike. Strike that spark. Excuse me.
See if they can spark up here. But I tell you who is fiery, it's been Nouns. Peeping really dominating in the early stages of this one. Aggressive with the pistol round and much more. On those ecos especially. See what this half-buy has to offer. It's a very defensive smoke for Talon, but no way it's going to be respected long-term. And Rush is already through. Just a careful approach, man.
It's all down. They even put these mollies out to Gandalf. Cut off from Cat. Alter Iron are now going to be victim to the Reaper up top. And will sow to only one. And Misha finally gets his revenge with the AK picked up. That thing likely to be stashed away. But Rush hungry for a third, and his prey just right behind that smoke.
Don't even think he's necessarily too interested in having that. Just going to wait for the smoke to fade away. Then he'll get the flash, and it's just when all of those additional bits and pieces, the utility in the right position, and the timing is right, that Rush will strike. A triple kill to deny the half purchase here for Alter Iron Club. Making it a 5-0 start for Nouns, leaving Alter Iron, this young core, kind of led by the experience that Talon brings, in a bit of a rut.
I was joking with you in the pregame. We do a lot of kidding over here. We've seen posts in the past from ESL social accounts detailing players' paths through their ESEA ranks. And, I mean, Talon's story is one that deserves posts like that, Vincent. This is a guy that has been grinding for a very long time, right? We cited him 28 years of age, definitely above the younger average for this team. Clipsera is one of those players that's around, I think, one of the older ones of 23 years old, right? That's where the difference comes and makes, Misha's 25, but he had 3 9th through 12th advanced placings, 1 13th through 16th, and then Strike X, with his best chance in Season 45, he got 6th and was a 5th match placer away from getting into relegation. Well, let's talk about relegation. He's had 4 relegation chances at that, and then 4 times the charm gets through with Alter Iron Club.
So many times that he's been close, that he's been in advanced playoffs and just never quite there. This is the one. Pulls them through. Not the start, though, they would be hoping for. Very active, our Alter Iron in mid. They took so much space, got full catwalk control. They're in lower. This is all the work early round done, Mark. Now they can bolster up this A-site defense, but unfortunately, Nouns have already taken a lot of that space. So they're going to have to do it a bit of a more disjointed manner from catwalk instead of the site proper.
And Talon just flexes into a new spot, giving so much respect over towards Nouns. There's contact made on top of that ramp, and now Cryptic is going to be acting as this entry fragger. Thankfully, Flo does get this kill back. Misha just going to be phasing, and it's one head seen off of it, and Rush has decapitated there with the 2-man advantage. Rather the one out for Nouns, but go ahead and check on CJ. They're quite low. There could be a bolster back in this for the Iron Club.
Could be. That nade will help Chunk Jr. down a little bit, but he's got the AWP. Warding off a retake from this position with the op is so effective, and it's going to be difficult. The smoke goes out, a lurk in order to allow some space to work with. Peeping, not quite caught out. His position now known, but he's communicating over to his teammates. His rush from Carr is good for his. Between CJ, Jr., and he, they all find their own. It's Nouns with another round and 6 on the board.
Yeah, and through that first buy, I mean, that's going to be one that is one-sided at the cost before those shots are even fired. I mean, that mid-smoke does come through, rather that split up from long, and there's that respect given over immediately by Talon and co, where you see they're able to gamble and know what's coming through. Even with 3 players over on that A side, you just seemed like a phantom on the defense.
Difficult spot to be in here for Alter Iron. They're going to be on another half buy with a little bit left, and it's the one rifle in the form of Misha who grabs up the opening pick. Bodies and flashbangs to set him up, but here's the response. Nouns, as per usual, very good, and this is an indicator of how Cryptic likes to play. Whenever they see space taken, he knows how to take it elsewhere, responding in kind at every angle, at every moment.
Always one step ahead, it seems. Misha gonna give this one a little bit of business to go, but re-mollied, refreshed on that smoke. The window and door off limits. Go ahead and kind of just surround the area. Nouns know what and what not to sort of pull here. They're already up 7-0. You know this one isn't going to be out of the grasp, but on that same diff with 2K in the bank accounts, Alter Iron Club want to get in with another hint. And now this is the part that they can extend. It's flow on this 5-7, and you're far enough into that site with the high HP, not a drop onto either of these players for now. It's all 4 of them are at 100. They're all going to stuff into car and just be dang fine.
How is that possible, right? In a world where we live in, that the bomb on like Nuke is so oppressive.
I was about to say.
How are they all fine? Somebody at Valve needs to let me know. Just how does that work? This is but it's reads like that, right? That Cryptic make, that is sort of his understanding of this game. And to be fair, the way that Nouns were able to work even before him, that I think is why this is so exciting. You've teamed up 2 players that are so fantastic at, or two bits, in Cryptic and the rest of this Nouns team that have been so fantastic before. It's just such an exciting prospect. Well, into the double op, though, for Alter Iron Club. Flow, the typical main AWP, but Arias has struggled to get started into this game, and so he's got the secondary.
To get cooking at long where they really needed to go, and he's not solo in this endeavor. Got the rest of the A squadron back up with him. Rush is just going to decapitate him, and Rush in serious spot to do some damage, but that's their only branch on that extremity. There goes Flow, and there is another frag in the way of the Iron Club. But does he know that Peeping's all the way out middle? Has to now. The flick back over. Peeping to go for the edge, and he's got it. With that mid-smoke down, and now the collapse onto Misha's skull with Peeping's crosshair. That is Nouns with the new avenue into B, and it's open.
I mean, and that's Misha, who Alter Iron can so reliably put into those difficult positions, and he's usually going to sing a beautiful song. Unfortunately, it's all the wrong notes in this round, not just in his position, but elsewhere as well. Clipzera on the board, at the very least. That's a little bit of a relief after a struggle to start this one out, but Junior up ahead of these. Not Smoke, providing a false sense of confidence.
Oh, man.
Wow, what a shot from Talon.
And he's getting out there as quick as he can. Satisfied with it, but with the AK, even more so. Nouns going to be just fine with tucking away 7 with their Brown. Go ahead and add another. This is a great showing from them early. Even more so by Peeping. When we were discussing, putting other players potentially as the one to watch in this series, maybe you were right, Vincent. Maybe it was Peeping this entire time. But this guy has been absolutely lighting it up all of 2024. If this is the way he is going to be just bringing it to the server in the first month of 25, then you better be ready.
Yeah, it's beautiful seeing him in more aggressive roles, too. Especially on the C side, he's able to get active a lot more at 12-3. Save and the loss bonus will start to allow for Alter Iron to get a consistent purchase out.
Oh, man. Finishes that smoke. That's Clipzera onto CJ. Look at Peeping at Blue Box. Has to get set out. But now his life on the line. And Rush is sent out to save. Now even on fire. Have they forgotten about him? That's still a clue. It looks like Talon may be on top of this. But now Clipzera toppled. Has to shuffle through the pack. As now on this fight, the MP9 has got him. Junior, the last member of Long, and the Alter Club have lifted into their first. That's up on their CT side.
A little bit of CT aggression out on Long. A brawl of brewing. The Nouns have been winning, but yet this time, Alter Iron say no. Body's the difference. Utility to set that up. That's something we have yet to see from them. They've tried to fight for Long very often, but Nouns have never really given them the same time of day. They just wouldn't fight in the same numbers that Alter Iron were looking for, and we can see why.
the shuffle on the way back. All these starts, all these boosts, just going through the motions. Nouns need to make sure that a gimmick play for a pick at any disposal when they're on standby like this at long. Cryptic will be fine forward and even back away, but ready to continue on to this next segment. It's Junior flashed up Cat.
Well, Alter Iron have really been willing to get aggressive. You saw, their mid and cat aggression come through a lot. Long is often and consistently been a topic of conversation. Arias, are you kidding me? Fully blinded, but he hits the timing on the cross. And so CJ doesn't get to play the game, despite doing everything right.
Oh, but just bounced back. Peeping, of course, the equalizer in this game. This man has been automatic as far as I'm concerned. And we'll see which card they pulled next. Are they in to this next opper? It's Flo to get tested, and Rush has seen this angle a time or two. Back him up off of it, trade an Incendiary or the bunch, but the aggression backed off now by Nouns. However, they have placed out their next GIF. It's Flo posted up from this site with 3 of these Nouns players just behind this with 30 seconds to pop Vincent. When do they drop? It seems to be right now. Oh,
no more
goodness.
I was going to say no more flashes, but it's okay when you're hitting shots like that. It's still 3-on-2. It's Junior maintains control down in the catwalk. It's a third for Peeping, who dropped on the head, dunked on the player CT, and now it's just Talon, the captain, to try and bring this back. A fantastic shot. But it's just the start. Confirmation on another, but Junior's up, apparently blinded, but sight returns, and he's got the kill anyway.
Yeah, they're speeding through this first half. This avenue we were speaking about a couple rounds ago that opened up onto B, well, they are out on the highway, and they are not letting that go, Vincent. 9-1, and performing on all ends. Specifically, Peeping has taken over this court. We'll see how he slams it down the lane at this round. Now, and just trying to come up with a different side to each one of these bargains to try and get this out to the Alter Iron Club before it gets too hairy, but never scary when Junior's the one taking the pick. That's Flo, the opper that has just been let go right there through middle. Vincent deleted.
Yeah, Misha takes space over on B in response to that. They're going to flash into long. Great work, again, out of Alter Iron. These protocols, the ideas are great. Unfortunately, Arias is fully dismantled. He gets his one, and it's once again Peeping, who is actually dunking on them in that position. Constant is his pressure, and constant is his victories.
Misha now outside of his wheelhouse will have to conduct a clutch up from his post. Clipsera, he'll be getting in with some credits eventually, but a big fight that is now won by the patient Bianca. Clipsera, he is just going to be cut right here off the lift, but Junior decapitated, and Misha, named as the X Factor for this squad, is just pumping off with the mutant DNA. He's got that second round up for Alter Iron Club right here.
Wasn't pretty, not on that first kill, but that second was absolutely beautiful. And to be honest with you, a lot of confidence brewing there for Junior. He gets that opening pick. He's done a lot of damage. He's been so successful with that AWP, and just takes the swing thinking, he's got that duel on lock, and Misha shows him that that's just not the case. A second round, an important round for the chances of Alter Iron to continue into this next half. Probably need a third, but that second certainly required.
Gonna be excited about a clutch at least. That's something that, at least knowing that you can stay active in this, it'll take a shock out of it. Dust 2 is easily one that you can whip yourself right back into. Take a breath during our 3-minute overtime. They just saw this aggression and Rush ready for it. Literally jar behind the door as if he read it like a book. Onto the next line. It's right on this corner, but has just been decked. Now up towards Cat where Talon waits.
Off angle, and that's massive. CJ is going to be ready for him, but still, preparation is only half the problem. It's execution that Talon's got on lockdown. A little bit of a Molotov, but that doesn't really worry him in any fashion. What a timing. As Peeping re-clears it, they're gone, and now Peeping is alone in a 1v4.
We just came off of a clutch, though, even for Peeping, with the respect, but the beat bomb site in play is an alley that we can see from our bird's eye view, but to go hunting and try and quench the thirst of an individual like this, to potentially click into Flo first. right into the op, and you have just been shut out. It's a 9-3 half, Vincent, as we head exactly to it.
It is time for the second half to get underway. Nouns dominate, and I should say Peeping dominates, Marky. Into that first half, man. Peeping found no duel that he was not interested in, no duel that he couldn't win.
But right now, I got a couple that these Alter Iron members will be liking. With how fast they are outlong right now, chipping onto this card player, but they are trying to raise the roof, fighting him eventually. It's Misha that finishes the job, but on the run right here, they're going to have to put up a couple big shots. It's Cryptic that speeds towards the rim, but he is shut down, as well of the rest of the Nouns team is cropped. Look at how Misha waltzed in with the 3K and the Bro Ace with Flow.
Yeah, a couple of small bright spots in what was a big darkness that was that first half for Ultra Iron Club. Misha in the 1v2, huge to clutch that up for his team, and help just get a couple of those rounds. And now he helps break open a pistol round that it unlocks everything for this best of one. Right, you're talking about Ultra Iron being potentially out of this whole map if they lose that pistol, but now right back into it. But they aren't going to get anything easy. No free lunches, it seems, here in North America and ECL. They got a force buy to deal with.
Just bit of a gap there in the smoke. It's Junior released from his scouting duties, but Cryptic, a little bit acrobatic there off that toss back into Elevator, but maybe not for long. He looks intrigued by what could be lying behind this smoke, but him and the rest of his pack of MP9s and jump spotting, he's got that wallbang onto Clipsera, and on the way down, he says, boys, relax. We got Rush to peek in next, and the timing onto Talon could present opportunity, but also just pulling this card away is a great jive as well. They are going to be buzzing down the neck of Flow, and then he's gone.
Dude, they literally just can't actually exist under this bomb site. It's absurd. And that timing as well, oh my goodness. Talon long range with an SMG. It's not ideal, particularly not when he's got half HP. He's going Glock mode instead. Decides against it at the last moment. CJ timing across that is a bit ridiculous, getting across that smoke on a site. But can we just talk about Cryptic? Like, everything about that round for Cryptic was incredible. He's gotten away with the first kill. That's nice to see, playing off his teammates quite nicely. But in addition to that, some nice movement, very, very impressive, getting off and out of that bomb site, and then continues to be an issue. Must have been watching Bet Boom earlier today, because that is exactly what's happened with Magnajez earlier.
Heard that one was quite the jive. I saw that it was Nafny that had negative 19 fantasy points for me. Didn't get to catch the game, but knew it didn't go too well for him. Here with the clocks, it may not go too well for the Iron Club either.
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't think so. Your first mistake was putting Nafny as
that was my last choice. I had Heavy God on the other side, though. He was farming.
Oh, okay. Well, you got there eventually, I'm sure, then. Yeah,
yes, I followed the steps of one Lucy Lou. But this one does look to be just an easy cleanup, Vinny.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see too much from Misha's Glock. And indeed, it's a dead round. Quick, done, and dusted. And you hate to see it, because Ultra Iron Club, they could have had a little something going. But now, there's just no room for error, no room for mistakes.
Not at this moment. I mean, you could give the credit over there. Honestly, it started in the first half. That 3-gun save denied pretty early in this one. You know, pretty much plucked out the chance of an early, reasonable economy for the Iron Club and their CT side. But sort of here and again early in the half, it's obviously that force that breaks the back. But right now, sort of sitting up comfortably in this, Junior actually just finding Misha with that Galil going down. Already a man disadvantage for the Iron Club, but it doesn't look like Junior is finished with this cat spot anyway. But there he jives out, sets up Cryptic for that frag as they stand tall as a duo on cat.
Yeah, it's a bait and switch maneuver where you just don't expect to be seeing Cryptic there. And they're going to continue to force their way forward. Talon has been so good at dealing with this, though. He does it again. Junior repositioning in a quick flick. Maybe another. Absolutely for Junior. Fast as lightning to get Nouns back into this round. They were down, but now it's Talon who has to complete the quad.
Walks it up with the whole minute. The bomb retrieval, not the hard part, because it's just right around the cut here. But when CJ realizes that there's actually been this ruse, Talon knows that it's all up to them to wait an upper in order to risk the A play. And that's what he lies on in Nouns. They know that this is a double-edged sword, so they challenge on a play. Whatever could come through. Junior checks on the back of their minds, but what is Talon's step next?
Route back is the answer, and unfortunately, it's very clear the way Nouns feel about that. Junior, a triple kill. And I mean, it's a piece of this roster in Junior that I think it was kind of the obvious piece to hang on to, especially with how much they had to chop and change losing George. You know, I think that this made the most sense, and he's a guy that's been so consistent, especially in ECL's like games period, at picking up the numbers with this AWP. He's done it again here.
Definitely George, an underrated loss that in the national scope may not get covered too much, but obviously that replacement in for peeping almost directly, shifting out a couple of riflers, briefly seeing CJ back into the roster. However, I mean, that is one that getting this 19-year-old player up and with experience like that, already talking about what he's achieved. Now, with the scope, this is now a peeping that I have not seen. Seen peeping win about 3 LAN tournaments in my day, but not as an opper.
You haven't seen this? This is a classic B-site.
Peeping up.
Not B-site, sorry. I was looking at B-site. It's classic, like, ancient B-site, or A-site, rather, thing that he's done a couple of times. You know?
Love to hear that. Here goes an op by GL on the other side trying to make a play. But CJ, he's trying to put on for himself right now. If he's going to be a free agent, he is just going to be freeing the souls of everybody on the other side of the server in order to just boost his stock. He's done that with the 3K over on the B site, but now it is a 1v4, and Nouns are just 1 kill away from netting another best of 1 win here in ESL Challenger League Season 49, and they do just that. They've taken the first selection over Alter Iron Club tonight.
That they have. And you know what? Dust 2 didn't even feel like it ever got started for Alter Iron Club. Nouns had the coverage on every single possible round, and it takes, you know, an absurd win, you know, for Misha, a 1v2 as well, to even get them into the conversation, to even start that out with a 9-3 half, and that's not great to begin with. So at 13-4, the way we end it, you just got to look towards Nouns and see what has been developing into, I think, a better, like, at the end of this season, I think Nouns will be a better team than where they ended with the previous iteration, and I don't think it'll be close.
That is, I really like a suggestion to sort of see on the high end where a team like that can go. Obviously, knowing where, you know, one young rifler comes in. I'm actually quite a big fan of Infinite. I know it's going to be a moment where we actually get to see him get in officials with a roster like this, but a guy that was even a victim to similar criticisms to what I heard about Junior, right? I think people whisper about Junior when he was out from Complexity, reaching maybe heights and what he could maybe do, but obviously you've seen him improve and continue to do that, getting opportunities with Nouns now, and this is a similar player that Infinite had that conversation happening on Wildcard and saw himself out for some European talent. This to be a very exciting feature when he does get his light on stage, Vincent, but till then.
Yeah, and we're going to have a little bit of a wait here. 2 best of 1s is what we got on the docket. The first 13-4, but we got another one, and we're going to have a bit of a break, about 10 minutes time between now and then. So we're going to take that, and then when we come back, we'll see if Alter Iron can run this back, but a little bit better off.
If you wanna be my love, baby, gotta take it slow. If you wanna be my love, I'll show you what you wanna know. I'm bulletproof, don't ever lose. Put the evil in the devil and
make your bones shake. There's no question I'm the king, I always dominate. A force to be reckoned with, better remember it. Look at what I can do, walking all over you. Incredible, it's criminal. I never lose, I'm bulletproof. Best in the game, we all know my name. Can't run now, it's too late. Got winning in my blood, in my DNA. It's destiny, it's fate. I'm unbreakable, unbeatable, undefeatable, I'm invincible. Unbreakable, unbeatable, undefeatable, I'm invincible. I'm bulletproof, don't ever lose. Put the evil in the devil and I'm letting loose. I'm an earthquake, make your bones shake. There's no question I'm the king, I always dominate. A force to be reckoned with, better remember it. Look at what I can do, walking all over you. Incredible, it's criminal. I never lose, I'm bulletproof.
Think you've seen it all? With Faceit Watch's Point of View Selector, you can experience the game from any pro's perspective. Use the multi-view feature and customize the stream with up to 4 angles. Control what points you see while earning rewards. Drops are activated and lucky winners will receive Faceit points. And if you ever miss a match, VODs are now available. Get instant access to demos with multiple POVs and commentary. Watch it, control it, Faceit.
Hello and welcome back to week 1 of ESL Challenger League here in North America. We just had Nouns come off a 13-4 demolishing victory on Dust 2 as we head to the second round between our two squads tonight. Alter Iron Club looks to take revenge here in this next best of 1. Still get the bag mark here with Vincent, ready to bring you the action. Vincent, we got a whole nother best of 1 here to reshuffle. Do you think it will go better for the Iron Club?
You know, I have hopes that it will, but I think it's difficult. I think Nouns, on an individual level, showed up in a pretty impressive way. And so as we take a peek at the way the second veto went down, still no train, Sag. It's been a thing that I've been seeing in CCT North America, and here in ECL for North America, it's no different. We are train haters because we were Vertigo haters. That is the world we live in. But Ancient is where we will be heading in. Actually just gonna jump right into this whole thing. Yeah, I have a hard time seeing how this is going to be different. for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, Peeping was so incredible on Dust 2. He was our player to watch, and for good reason. But even beyond that, this is a map that Cryptic just feels really comfortable calling on. I think that you add to that where, you know, this was already a good map for Nouns, and CJ, Junior, and Rush were on that core. Were that core of the team that was good for Nouns. Like, you're just adding a lot of like very good players on this map to a core that's already good.
It was one that, even at Fragadelphia 18, I was right behind, and it's very funny, this is coming to Nouns, versus this team, IGL'd by Cryptic now. They were playing Nouns at Fragadelphia 18 under Boss, where they went down an 11-4, rather, a 9-3 in that first half, and Cryptic's mood did not change at all, Vincent. I've been hearing a lot of things about Cryptic, and I've watched him in a couple of lands. That was the first time I get to stand right behind him and see the poise. A very strong call, and the poise on this walk, the patience you can see, but now the patience by Peeping as he tries to just batter away on ahead here. Can't exactly putt it to the green yet, but I think the Iron Club will. They're going to be able to get this bomb down and set up a post plant at the minimum.
Huge positioning as well for Ultra Iron Club. They're doubled up in Donut. They've got control at a bit of a bait setup too in Temple.
Wow.
Oh, that's incredible out of Junior though. That'll really hurt. Talon now in a bit of a dicey proposition here. He's going to be tested as the waters are found to have sharks manifested in the form of Misha. Talon continues to play Ring Around the Rosie as Arias gets a bunch. Oh my goodness, that is incredible. Nouns give them so much space, and Ultra Iron take advantage.
Talk about shark-infested waters. Arias has got the jaws. That's 3 out of him after a map where this is a guy you look to see sort of stay consistent and have his part routinely within this squad. Just a bit of a jolt of electricity into the beginning of his unit in tandem with Misha to get this going here on Ancient. A T-sided pistol round will mean so much to him. Don't exactly see that classic Nouns buy back when they had that cushion all the way on Dust 2. They'll go ahead and just wait this one out.
Yeah, keep it simple. I mean, I feel like they have a lot to be confident about, though that is certainly unfortunate, and that's not going to change. The bomb is indeed dropped, and hold on, Cryptic not going to be ready for this fight, though. He's still reloading, not realizing what they have and how quickly that they can return into position. Ultra Iron Club starting to ensure that this doesn't go awry in its entirety. A breath of relief, or maybe not. Bomb recollected, but the HP for Flow is so low.
This needs to be around. They have no issues with. It was that buyback they lose on Dust 2. Sure, you're dealing with Peeping and in a Noun squad that's in great form here off of these USPs. It would be a hell of a wound to rip the Band-Aid off of so quickly with Junior to sort of lead the pack between two as CJ. Just the hook on the back of that bait. Molotov on the other side. And Arias just on this ramp is gonna get decapitated. Flow, low HP, and Junior up in the 1v1. Can the op IGL just reign supreme? Low in the corner, Junior to be cleared, and he pops out. Right timing. The Iron Club looking that solid with 2 in a row at the start of this Ancient.
Oh, I mean, I don't know about solid exactly. That round goes so very, very nicely at the end, but it is very scary to start things off. Just the bomb being caught out in such a dicey location is devastating. And Nouns, I mean, they full eco. They had USPs, Mark. That was all they invested, and they still got 4 kills. That's terrifying. And now, Nouns have an op to work with. Junior already on the big green in round 3. That's just not something that will happen unless you get some of those SMGs recovered and get a couple kills.
Continuing on in the middle. They're going quickly and continuing to ride that hot hand. CJ deleted by that nade. Junior close on that flick. He's got that first rifler out, but point blank can't get Misha. And they continue to just send this boulder down the hill, speeding past, maybe hitting the brakes a moment onto A because they're actually starting to walk in this. But look who's on right on the cusp. It's Peeping on one side. It's Rush on the other. And Peeping as an individual, well, he's got this on lock just in where to have to reload the AWP. Show it a sign of mercy, but now it's time for Misha to clutch.
Yeah, and we've seen him do it before. has isolation, knows exactly where Peeping and Rush are located, but Peeping, incredible. The way that he just climbs back into these rounds. It's that position that I was referring to him playing, before in previous iterations of other teams, but it's him in the retake making his way through Temple, where he picks up a 3K, just defending the site that was already taken, such that they never even get that bomb down. That's devastating for Ultra Iron.
With loose change, being able to grab up a couple of these MAC-10s, the Galil that is in this hot hand, quite literally running through the Molotov, and down to 36 at the start of that. But CJ, he may be getting it from both ends here. Shot in the back of that skull, and that is by the hand of Misha again. Clipsera to send this forward into house, definitely above his pay grade at this sort. Checking into Rush's AK, but just right around that corner. How do they play with the contact that could potentially come from Flo? Just seeing his shin around the corner. It's Clipsera that decides to go crazy, and it could be a triple for Rush, but Cryptic, he's just screwed the cap on it. Nouns are at a tied game in a flash of a pan. Yeah, that's another bit of re-clear and map control that Nouns are very much known for, that they have done very well. That's an impressive way to show it off. They lose that space at mid, but it's ultimately an even stead. 3-on-3, and Rush and Cryptic are just immediately, that's the entire B hold, but they're re-clearing mid together, giving up B temporarily in order to reclaim space and ensure that that Ultra Iron don't get a free avenue up through middle. Immediately with that disturbance, CJ on one side, Peeping on the other, and they're teased. Look at how much nade damage comes before, but it's Peeping on this angle, and he is strangling out every sense of motivation on these Glock rounds to continue it forward. Going through the motions are Nouns to just send right back where the Alternate Iron Club came from, I guess, to the gym, right? That's what they're actually sponsored by, is a fitness brand out of Milwaukee. Shout out Arctos, but I don't know. Get back to that weight room. At least it's looking like it.
Yeah, I mean, a grand start that ends without too much of a problem on the Nouns side. We'll see the full infest. See what Flo's cooked up onto this gun round. Been very heavy towards mid, but so have Nouns, and this is, in the past been their bread and butter. Is trying to get active early. It was under Carson, though. They take that space, and then they've given it up. Full rotation, back to B for Nouns. They're just going to leave CJ in Donut to hold space.
Cryptic, he hears that rustling right past his cave spot. Gonna get that spam in as they check in. He's actually gotten out one better than the Iron Club. Now they have to continue on forward with this. Don't go back and try and make up the homework you already missed. Go ahead and turn in that next assignment that is going to be towards Peeping towards rather Rush, as he is just going to be shoving fellow IGL Flo out of the round, standing strong in a 5v2. I don't think Nouns are going to let them have a hint in, and Peeping confirms that. A 1v5 for Talon now.
No, unlikely when you consider the amount of time, 50 seconds, and the bodies on the other side. Got to recover the bomb, though. That's, recoverable, I guess, to be fair. But this is a bait setup as well that's going to be difficult to break open. If Cryptic doesn't get it, then it will be Rush. It's Cryptic in the end. But unrelenting are Nouns. Cryptic gets that kill, tracks it through smoke in cave side through Jaguar, and he immediately just sprints out of cave, gets back with Rush, and walk clears down the ramp at B. Nouns never stopping. Their motion is constant, and they always seem to be getting the better of them in these situations.
It's nothing too crazy that's been thrown at them. A couple of blanches of these half-buys kind of ducking down to at least 3 times in a row here. It's not as strong, but they actually do waltz in with a little bit of Kevlar around these Tech 9s, but previously faced off towards mid. A different spar attempt that's going to come out. Rush, he just knows what's on the other side, and he is ready to farm them up here. Has to spin around this angle. Knows there's a bomb planter somewhere and has to whip out the sidearm. This is Cryptic sight, and you're not getting through it. He's got 4 on it, hunting for the ace, but he's not going to get them all. Nouns, they've got 5 on top of it, and Cryptic, he's holding this thing down. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, Vinny.
I mean, Rush plays the distraction in so many ways for Cryptic to just farm frags. A crossfire that's difficult to break at the best of times with limited utility, and the attempt there just to get the bomb down. Ultra Iron Club just don't have what it takes to break that open. They'll get a couple of kills, and that bomb plant, crucially, is the biggest of deals. It gives Flo an AWP to work with in this round. It's been difficult for him to have ops available thus far on Ancient. Not always somewhere that you're going to have an op every time, but when things are going wrong, it's a great change of pace.
Trying to duck right out of that opening smoke there through middle. Nothing going to be rushing towards that cubby anyway. You want to know who that player is? You want to know where he is? Where he's right on your tail. Push here all the way through A main, confirming that there's nothing kind of sticking its nose over towards this region to start. The bomb and the posture starting to see the way towards that B site by the Iron Club.
I think it's got to be a more of a late mid setup, surely. Also Iron Club, that or they're just committing B. Gonna let Misha in these more lurk heavy roles hang out towards elbow. But a refresh on the smoke at about a minute in front of ramp. We'll create some additional pressure. We'll stall Ultra Iron Club out just a little bit. They haven't taken cave space yet either. So I'm starting to get a little bit concerned. You might just see them contact out or... Nope, here's the execute. That's the long and short.
They've even got peeping with them too, but not anymore. Gone on that original fight. That's not even through Flow, right? Talon, back-to-back entries though, and now coming up on the cave on the cusp. Cryptic, he's held this down, and now he just gets rid of the planter. Good thing Ares has got that kill back, but now we'll see if he continues it through the smoke. Rice just chills right before it. The Op IGL gets that bomb down, and CJ, he's going to be on the flank.
Oh, the Flow looking to read into this.
Whoa.
Oh, but CJ, he's on target with that instant smackdown. There's nothing more to be said. Smoked off now as Arias, or rather Molotov'd away. It allows him to get the fight. CJ falls, but time starting to tick away. So Junior's going to put his eyes on the bomb, puts up the pistol instead for the final frag of that round. It's Junior in the 1v1.
And he's been in one of those a time or two. A very nice start to this Ancient for Arias here, but unfortunately just too little too late on a play like that. Big kill onto Cryptic, but you're going to need to just try and duck them in. It was quite a shot that CJ did hit on that transition, and it's going to be really hard to hit rounds like that when you're getting your head blown off, peeking in with the AWP. But Flo has a lot of pressure on him here, trying to call on a map that requires a lot of micromanagement. That's why they go for a little bit of a cleaner starter slate there to just execute right off the back, but now up to a more regulated round up into Cryptic's crosshair. He's actually got that up from the top of Cat, and Talon, he's got the opening kill again for the Iron Club.
He does. I mean, it's Talon in these more aggressive entry-style roles that has kind of found a new position to really thrive in more recently. And you see that there. He's done it again. That's Rush cleared out. As Talon gets two, but both of those kills on towards B are not going to be where they immediately go towards. CJ creeping back through and finding a double. Holding him off. Got a check for Cryptic. It's not the prettiest, but Misha will get it done. Leaves Junior in another clutch.
Got to set forth for it again. Misha going to be punching in these digits in the A site, ready to go. Junior to go ahead and check in from a position that's even nicknamed after an op or so. +1 luck for that as he sneaks through Brokey, clearing out these close spots. But as his time ticks down, so do the possibilities for the Iron Club. Misha right on top, but as that timing does look to sway, so does the crosshair. And Junior, he has just tucked that first player away. Has he written off the donut position? The answer is no. And Talon, the member that opened it, is the man that is finished at the end of the round. It's Junior, gets his 10th frag and the 7th on the board for Nouns as they continue to roll on.
Can we talk about how absurd that is from Junior? Able to creep out and get so much space to work with and a little bit separated from Ultra Iron Club, to be fair. I think maybe the safest play, but the least information-heavy play, too, is just doubling up into Donut and trying to play off of any sort of contact. They don't know where Junior's located, but they know he's coming from B. All of that to say, though, that Junior has one opportunity, one shot that he's got to hit in order to win that clutch, and he hits it the first try on Talon, trying to swing the timing. That's so frustrating because Ultra Iron Club close in so many rounds, but never able to find the victory in those deep scenarios.
Looking for another contact here, just right into the site, considering the barrels that are currently at this contest. Rush ducking in between, knowing Junior is in the ring as well. The Iron Club smartly back away from those engagements versus the heavyweights, but right now it's looking like they're about to walk into another ring. It's Cryptic to sing and almost go for two. Rice on the other side, alive at 8 HP, and he's an important body as well, but now he has been dethroned. CJ to King, what a time to swing on in with the crown on his head, but it's taken off by Misha, but it didn't last for very long. An 8th for Nouns.
Let's talk about this once again, the way Nouns are so mobile. They always want to be taking these fights. It's immediate. When Rush is taking that duel, then Junior gets the opening pick at B ramp. Then Rush smokes it off, says, okay, we've already got that space, and the obvious maneuver for the T's is to try to claim space elsewhere. You know, for example, Jaguar, or at least take some area towards that spot in the map, and that's where they double up. Cryptic does damage onto a second after getting his first, and it's perfect setup for Rush to grab that next frag. It's just Nouns preemptively looking for these positions that they know Ultra Iron Club are likely going to be in and taking that before Ultra Iron even make their move.
Again, looking like a round that is going to be definitely organized. Spread to exchange here, sort of on these half-buys that have plagued the rest of this after a 2-0 start. Haven't stopped speeding off the block ever since Nouns got off of it, but maybe a Misha, maybe a Clip Zero Hero AK could get going. Clip Zero, actually a former ESL Impact coach himself, we found that out today, was for that Saints team a while ago, attended 2023's Impact Kato event that happened out there, now is back with this squad in a playing role.
From all over, it seems, this Ultra Iron Club put together.
Maybe even somebody else from the other FPS. We'll get into that in a moment.
Yeah, we haven't touched on it just yet.
Don't say it.
Yeah, I think that's illegal. I don't think you're allowed.
Especially on the Challenger League broadcast. No,
yeah,
sir.
That wouldn't be cool. The other child game is what we're referring to. Flo was plying his trade over there before making the move. To be fair, just about a year ago, kind of with the start of CS2, made the move back, and bro was plucked straight out of main last season, in the middle of the season, for this Ultra Iron team to replace Liam. Roles fit perfectly, you know, op in game leading. That's what Liam was doing, and Flo's looked so good ever since.
Oh no. Right into the hands of Peeping, but he does let go after the first. It's actually Flo, the man we just brought up to be on the back of that casket, but now sharing a casket. We all three that joined the basket out of Rush's barrel. This B site is not one to tangle with, Vincent. It's absolutely crazy, but yeah, it's really cool, right? This man was active within that Valorant scene in 2021, 2022, kind of bolstered off of competing, but he was playing for Team Omega, which is an organization that has had some teams in advanced main and so forth, so it's pretty interesting. It was kind of a comfortability seeing that logo pop off, but it was very interesting. He was playing with the Boiler Boys there in Season 50 before he was plucked out, and when they did make that change, they were 3-5 and were 4-2 in the regular season, the Ultra Iron Club, after the change for Liam, or Lamb Choppington III, he's also known as.
I was wondering how long it would
be
take.
A disservice.
Yeah. Well-known buddy of Get the Bag Mark as well. Oh, Rush caught. Arias gets the one. There's Talon on the entry pathing, and a lot of damage done. But Peeping will stand tall. That Molotov not quite spreading far enough to deny him, but he won't move too far forward. What a confident angle out of Talon. He'll get that done, and it's 2-on-5 for Nouns to try and close this half.
CJ gets one while blind, and now it's up for Junior. Guess who in another clutch? Nade gonna get a kill. Just chipped off it. It's clip 0 to go. What's that next step? Using that belt of utility generously, but he's clipped just closely by Arias as it's another 9-3 half off this split as we go into it. We'll see you guys back here on the other side of Ancient after a 3-minute break. Between the Iron Club and Nouns Esports, still here on Ancient. And will we be following the step notes of Dust 2? Was Alter Iron reaching in aggressively in that second half for that pistol round? Vincent, are we seeing similar strays right now as the A-hit is prepared?
It's kind of feeling that way. I am getting a little deja vu. Though peeping not at like 15 kills is maybe a little bit different. Nouns are teeing it up, as you mentioned. They're going to look towards... I love that iteration of the donut smoke, by the way. I love how much space you get to kind of like pop through it if you want to. It's just a cool way to approach it. And now they're going to take that control. As soon as they lose space elsewhere in the form of Misha finding Cryptic, now they'll just turtle up together, 3 strong in donut.
Just one at the big box. It's Junior. He's been let loose, but now this is going to be an absolutely tough setup to break. Oh, it's 2, even through that first shake of the smoke. Talon got to stand confidently as now you're shooting and paints him like a Looney Tunes character through that smoke. Flo has gotten away with it in the 4th round. It's floated the way of Alter Iron's club, even if Rush is painted with red.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, that looked like a Wile E. Coyote sketch for a moment. Like, he actually had painted the entirety of that mural on the side of the mountain, and unfortunately ran straight into it. Alter Iron Club faking him out, getting the defuse inside of that smoke. It's a huge boon. As we talked about before, I mean, pistol round has so much value here, but here's the key. You can't lose the follow-up. That cannot continue to happen. It's a problem that Alter Iron Club have consistently been having. And I think that now a tactical timeout for Nouns into this second round of the half, it's a little bit scary.
Definitely can feel that way. It looks like we are back into the freeze time. I heard a lot of clicking around. Okay, that's what I thought. Into a little bit of a tech pause, here briefly before we see the fluidity of Alter Iron Club get up on the board with, oh no, Misha returned the fifth MP9. What a party pooper! All right, the 4 MP9 back.
Hey, while we have a second though, I kind of put out what maybe some would think is a bold prediction, and I said that Nouns, I think,
yes, that
would
is true.
Be a better team than the old iteration of Nouns in by the end of the season. So about 2 to 3 months, is what I'm saying, and the reason I think that is that Cryptic, he was able to do not only what Nouns were able to, but even more so with no resources for the entirety of last year on Boss.
Yeah.
And, that's making both America's RMRs. He made Pro League in season 19 rather. And honestly, could have been even closer to that in the next season if it weren't for the fact that, a lot of roster difficulty and, frustration happening. Kind of his roster got picked apart. But, the fact that he was able to do that as a leader just gives me so much faith in this guy alone. And that's not to mention the fact that they've got Rush, that they've got Junior, that they've got Peeping and this young, incredible talent. Like, you add all those other things into this equation, and it just feels like to me that Nouns are set up for success.
I mean, I really will. I would love to come in and disagree with you, right? But it's going to be so fun to see Cryptic, a guy that it's even funny, right? Hopping back to that original storyline with Peeping coming off of Fluffy Aimers and then subbing in for Timberman Badass Gaming at Chicago 23. He actually beats Boss in the final, right, against Cryptic. I'm sure they've had many meets online, right, where they would probably clash and maybe see whichever on that other side. And I bet Cryptic is gone in his mind, maybe not out loud. God, it would be so great to play with a player like Peeping, who's so young and so talented like that. They get to meet up on a roster just like this, which is even better. I mean, the Alter Iron Club guys, if I'm going to keep waxing poetic about these Fragadelphia Grand Finals, they got to know Peeping pretty good back at Fragadelphia, Kansas City. Not Fragadelphia 18, but we had a bit of an outing there in June where I got to see what was the first half of sort of this Headshot Kings, quote, roster form, rather the less end of Talon's side. It was Misha, and you saw Lamb Choppington playing with Hate, Classia, and oh goodness, it's going to be escaping me right now. Hate, Classia, and Locke. Excuse me, they're all playing under Locke's Kittens. They lost to Elevate, great name. They lost to Elevate in that grand final against Peeping, having a really great performance. Him and Classia were pulling out the stops. It really was a great one to go back and take a look at the demo. I think that's still up on the Frag YouTube somewhere. It was absolutely ridiculous, but I mean, that's what he spent this last year doing. Just going in and grinding a lot of these LAN tournaments out, even when having the chance to hop over and have this opportunity on Nouns, right? Just saw him at Fragadelphia 18, and he was loving the new digs.
I mean, how could you not? What a crazy upgrade, like, in general, for a guy like Peeping. Moves from, I mean, I think it's fair to say, entirely unknown. As somebody who kicks it around in this North American space a lot, you tend to hear some conversation, and especially if it's, a rise with some time to it, if it takes even just a couple of seasons, you kind of get you get the picture, you get that build. But for Peeping, it kind of felt like he got pulled in out of slightly out of nowhere, showed up in a big way, and then continued to find success, constantly. Even despite, I was mentioning before where I don't think he was necessarily in position to succeed all that many times. So it's an incredible story to be sure, and one where you have to just like applaud the fact that he's been able to kind of put that together. Not to mention the fact that what an incredible opportunity to get to play with a guy like Rush. You know,
Totally.
I mean, I can't imagine
Be
it was
coached by a Dren, right?
that too. Yeah, I mean, I mean, just speaking from like my own experience, you know, I grew up watching this guy, you know, having such an awesome experience getting to watch him, and then, you know, getting the opportunity to then learn under him as well. You know, years and years later, got to be crazy, you know, situation for him to jump into, and the fact that he's been able to kind of shine is pretty cool.
I mean, for all the reasons you've just said, I mean, even at 19 years old, right? I think that, you know, friend of the show, friend of ours, one Tony Why Not. I remember, you know, we were waxing poetic about, you know, some superstars of the past, and even, you know, those that have left us for other titles. Again, talking about the other FPS, right? It was Ethan that was around that age range, right? 18, 19, popping onto radars with EG and stuff like that. That happened obviously much earlier than that, but it's nice seeing a lot of these guys pop out with some of these age groups that are really great and going to be obviously taken advantage of getting forward. You know, it's very, very hard to I don't think anybody takes it too seriously, but I think it's interesting to kind of, you know, live and breathe in an environment where the top dogs are a 17 and 18-year-old in Monacy and Donk. Right? I mean, that is a interesting place for our sport to be at. However, when you stare down the barrel, it should just be more motivation, because you guys have Jax, you know, reaching up at all ages sort of in this server. You got Talon still going at it at 28, making ECL for the first time. Guys, never give up if you are watching this and are on a grind similarly to that. There's a member on both of these teams that have worn so many jerseys, right? Talon and Cryptic finally getting their way there. Cryptic with a little bit more solace, but Talon up here to this division for the first time. But we're back into the game, Vincent, and already back to the action. Peeping, trying to go right around these mollies into Misha, who just decapitates him. But now the Iron Club looking to have some teeth in front of this buy.
That they do. A phenomenal setup out in mid. Good work off of one another. Actually timed beautifully. Misha stuck into that corner in elbow, just trying to dodge under the flashes. He does so off the teammate's contact. It's a jump in there as Junior's AK will get a chance at this. Hold on a second. Deagle comes out. Ooh, denied by Talon. Will be the end of the line for...
Down. You ever see the one-shot BM?
When you're trying to BM, but there's not enough bullets.
Lets him know. It just comes in delayed. The 5th round, though, right on time for Alter Iron Club. As during our bit of Mark and Vincent podcast, right? In the meanwhile, it was that force that was sort of allotted there by Nouns, which, you know, that was the decision, and the second round surpassed there by Alter Iron Club. So finally, the batch of ingredients that they have needed in order to actually just get this pan on the stove to start cooking in one of these maps.
Yeah, I mean, they had, to be honest, they had the pan out already a couple of times. They just couldn't quite get there. Nouns continue, though, with this buy. This is Nouns feeling confident, and at the moment, it's not paying off, right? They've gotten away with this twice over in this in these 2 best-of-1s before, but a third time, too much. They'll try for a 4th.
It's Peeping, that first name that was ripped out of that thing. And that was very early on with Misha on the fadeaway in middle. Back in Cryptic's wheelhouse here is Rush. In the MAC-10, these forces up. The IGL comes back down with the belt to be let go. With the B site on the mine on the menu next. This is a bottleneck spot. Look at how this setup will be taught. The MP9 goes with first. Not ready for that second player, but Junior, so crisp, fries him with one headshot, lines up a second entry on it, and right now, this gallop down the path towards B is clear for the lane.
What an incredible Molotov that was. Catching the long guy in the cubby, that's nice to see. And the swift trading, those are first bullet required situations out of Junior. Though Talon on the smoke fade gets his. Junior still stuck in the cave side. He's going to have to deal with two avenues of aggression. Flow comes from the other position. Junior checking and looking. Now it's a crossfire. Talon breaks it apart, but at 8 health, it's not enough to weather the storm. And the double force spy, reinvest after reinvest from Nouns, finally pays off.
And you know the notice. You see the difference of the body language. The 1v1. This time, it is victorious from the side that is draped in blue. Junior gets that right over Talon's head. And instead of sending lead to the floor where the body lies, he just gets out in disguise and bunny hops on. That's the confidence that Nouns know they are walking with here, as 10 rounds is going to be on the board of Ancient.
Junior showing it up with the AWP in the last half. Bro's doing it with the rifle in this half. That's, I think, a criticism that you can probably level over at Junior, generally speaking, but that's not been the case whatsoever today. And CJ, goodness. I mean, you mentioned it before. He's kind of here because there's no other option with the roster rules and such, but he is putting on a show, saying to anyone else who might be watching, hey, I'm a talent still. I'm a guy out here who can do this. Just ring me up.
Come get him. Pick back in the middle. The last look into it, it's peeping to grab their 10th. CJ clears out that B site and tells Iron Club to put it in the bag. They did just that, but now they are going to be reaching for their savings. This buy a big one here in round 17 for the Alter Iron Club to actually have a snap back at this. When the 12 looms around, if the other side of this coin is a loss, it's going to be 12, and that's going to be one hell of a situation to get out of the sauce here of Ancient.
How's it looking? Straight through into mid, and once again, Alter Iron Club's mid presence and hold has actually been super solid. That's going to be an unfortunate Molotov. Misha will get the smoke off to extinguish eventually, but in the meantime, CJ gets one, and then the HE to follow it up. Inside of that smoke, Misha stands no more.
Rush does fade away off of the nade smoke. Doesn't see anything poking out with it, but CJ just decimates this middle protocol. Misha doesn't survive in the fire, and the flames didn't let him be free. Right here on this cusp at Cheetah, it is the claws of Junior to bring back the advantage to Nouns, but a 2v2 momentarily as Clip Sarah swings. Now here, CJ goes back to where he started this party in a 1v2. He's got to be able to decide where he is going to make his wheelhouse in this situation. Vincent, we can see from our bird's eye view, there's nobody over towards A, yet he splits this thing down the middle.
Bro never left mid. I mean, he was hanging out outside of elbow the whole entire time, and he had no one at A the whole time as well. Obviously, not confirmation on that fact. Alter Iron Club going to start to get suspicious about this whole thing, and CJ's taking his sweet time about it too. I think it's going to be a timing situation. No, actually, Alter Iron readjusts. They're going to head through Donut instead. And as they should get the confirmation once this bomb goes down.
12 seconds, got to make a bold decision. Close enough to where the audio cue is given. A individual fight giving over by Flo, trying to stand on top of his toe, and they just go together, and they just sever all the hopes away from CJ King to have that one here at the end of this Ancient. But to move along, this is 11 on that Noun side now.
I think you really got to credit a lot of these winning rounds here for Alter Iron CT side. You know, the ones that they've picked up. Tons of credit to Misha in mid. Absolutely huge impact that he's been able to put together there. And Talon usually as well in that same position in the more supportive role. But in this case, not as much him individually. I think that's got to be something that Nouns are starting to target here moving forward. Or alternatively, can just kind of let it be, stand where it lies, let go to the more late round approach to mid that Alter Iron were taking on their own T side. Regardless, it's got to be a problem that they're going to target soon.
or they do sort of stay on the same foot. They put Misha elsewhere. He's a bit more of his natural rotator spot. Rush upon this middle clear on the default by Nouns. Nothing out of the ordinary here as they roll through the motions, but they do get the standard joust towards the top of B, and they look to see where the next slice comes from.
Yeah, Junior poised in perfect position, and Cryptic playing a little bit of a back and forth spam battle that he really doesn't get the better of, actually. He's tagged quite low, 50 HP. Instead, we'll get a smoke recycled at the front of Jag. This has always been B. It's pretty much the whole time that's where Nouns want to be at. Junior creeping into a more elevated position. Once he gets a bit of a shot off, that's when this actual attack will go. Though if he waits long enough, they might just creep up behind this op too.
And even that gap, he's looking for Clipsera in this, and once Junior realizes he is just going to be deleting him, and he waves the wand, and there is 3 that have gone poof. That is the B site that is on, and that's the truth out of Junior. He has never told a lie, and that is what is going to be deserving of a 12th round out here as Nouns. They are bold in their statement said.
I mean, it seems like Nouns feel as if they don't need to break out the strat book. They know that if they just get themselves into good positions, mistakes will be made by Alter Iron Club, and they can take advantage. And it's for that reason. I mean, we just saw just 2 incredible flicks out of Junior. The first shot, a little bit of an automatic one, but the second is stunningly quick. And the attempt to save going to be more difficult as time goes on, because Peeping is on the hunt. Spotted is Flow. And that's the big gun that's gone. Talon will just hold an MP9. Pretty as that is with the glove combo, I don't think he's going to be so happy about the MP9 instead of an AK.
Yeah, it's told to hold on to that souvenir of the bloody battle that did come to pass. Exactly draped out into it. You know, we were looking at Misha before to become the 5th of this MP9 pack, and he certainly is now. But is this what is going to find Alter Iron and their path, their avenue back to this game? Well, Ancient may just be too bled out of this, but never stop until that clock is completely out of it.
Fair enough. Can't be out of the game when the game ain't over. A losing mentality. That's not what Alter Iron Club have. From a team that wasn't even meant to be in advanced playoffs to second place to in ECL. That's where they've been over the last couple of months. So down 12-6. That's not the worst. Not by a large margin.
They'll be just fine, I think.
That's right.
But we were talking about it before this map 2 started. With Peeping about to take this fight, maybe it will depart that point for a moment as from that corner, it's going to be Flo that departs from that decision. Actually right in to the aggressive play, but nobody actually seeing out the way with that kill. Flo, he has gotten into a new spot, but there's just something about this. And Peeping sees something is up, just playing with his food on the other side. Molly to get him out here, but CJ pushing this one forward. He's got Talon in the back lines. But what I was going to say, your welcome to ECL moment is versus NRG, it's versus Boss, and then it's versus Nouns, your 3 starters. Welcome to the NFL. You're here with the pros now.
That they are, and might be about to pull one over on said pros, because this is a round that's gotten very dicey. Rush is 2 HP. That flash could have done the damage. He'll just get the 1, but it's Cryptic from the big box. And the big man ready to frag. Low HP on the Misha, who's coming from CT. Arias is the first to face, but he's not looking the right direction. It's free for Cryptic, and a 1v3 might just be how we end, and it is for Nouns. 13-6 as they back-to-back take this Alter Iron Club to town on Ancient and Dust 2.
Beautiful clutch that comes out there at the end, knowing that he is loving these Noun digs. His veins are the same color as his jersey with ice flowing through him, and a clutch like that to just put the cherry on top of this dominating double best-of-1 performance out here by Nouns tonight over the Alter Iron Club. But it wasn't without challenge. It was not without fret. Alter Iron Club did show that respect and even that drive. It was Arias and it was Misha here on this ancient map that were absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, you have to talk about some of those individuals. Also, I think Talon really consistent over those two maps, particularly here on Ancient. But yeah, I think Nouns showing the class that they have. They've been a step above. I think the majority of the field here in ECL for seasons on seasons at this point. And even with the shakeup of this roster, they've had the time to bed them in. We know what to expect from a lot of these pieces. And even though they're not playing with their, the ultimate five that they would be hoping to, it's still an incredible showing and still kind of shows up. And as we harken back to the player to watch who we were kind of talking about to begin with in Peeping, we've kind of talked a lot about him, but he's consistently been showing up. Not as huge in that second map, but on the first one on Dust 2, had an incredible showing. It was CJ and Junior who stepped up big time though in the second.
And obviously, right, you swap out those rifles. Before it was Carson and George. Now it's obviously Cryptic Peeping, Infinite in there, going to be eventually, right? But, I mean, think about the changes that some of these other units have made, right? For that direct kind of, your brother here at ECL along with ya, it was George that marched alongside to NRG, right? And then think about it exactly like what we had over there with Lux joining onto Legacy. That's a very big shift in to a new IGL spot. So with now seeing all of that, with their Peeping Superstar playing this well, that's the goal, Vincent. Your bold prediction is their goal, right? Where they want to become true and get that #1 spot out of ESL Challenger League, while seeing the rest of their competition potentially in that change.
Yeah, and an open avenue for that, I think, as well, with some of their, biggest competition gone, elsewhere in this one. Yeah, Peeping 29 and 21 over these couple of maps and 95 ADR. Just another strong performance to add to what's already been a pretty significant tally that he's been able to build up. And it all ends with Cryptic on the 1v3. Feels befitting of that Nouns domination. I do have a question kind of as we look towards the close of this.
Absolutely.
It's 0-6 for Alter Iron Club. But does that mean, the end of the season for them? I don't really think so.
Absolutely not, right? You talk about a step-by-step basis where they can get this motion in with their next project of remembering where they came from, right? They weren't even supposed to be in advanced playoffs, but having this motion right into ECL, they know how their turnaround is about to look for them, seeing some of their ECL opponents coming up, so I don't think they're going to fret. We even spoke to Talon. We know that there hasn't been a ton of preparation time for this team. In the busy offseason, we saw they even had such a busy offseason. I know that they meant to come to that Bane Fragadelphia event, but didn't actually end up making it out there, which was a little bit sad. However, lying in that cut, dealing with team issues. Now this is where it looks to form. And honestly, Vincent, maybe it's good they're getting waxed a little bit early, getting this experience of what it's like to bounce up here with the heavyweights.
Yeah, it's a real solid amount of experience, and also getting out of the way some of those most difficult games. I think is also, maybe not the best way, not the way that you would hope to do that, but still a little bit of a relief considering that fact. It's only somewhat easier, I think, from here after this start. But with all of that being said, Mark, dude, it's been a pleasure. It's a first from the two of us here on the broadcast, and it's been a whole lot of fun. Nouns, though, taking that win, and with that win, that'll be it from us tonight. A victory for Nouns as we say goodnight.
Think you've seen it all? With Faceit Watch's Point of View Selector, you can experience the game from any pro's perspective. Use the multi-view feature and customize the stream with up to 4 angles. Control what points you see while earning rewards. Drops are activated and lucky winners will receive Faceit points. And if you ever miss a match, VODs are now available. Get instant access to demos with multiple POVs and commentary. Watch it, control it, face it.
Safety nets are overrated, yeah. If you make one, you will fall. Too much of a temptation, yeah. There's a comfort in the crawl. Now I've been on my feet too long. I know I'm strong, just looking for some solid ground, so I can start to run. I don't wanna be tired, moving so bad. I don't wanna be tired, feels like it's my side. I don't need you now. Don't you waste your time.
We're not the only ones. 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 Days gone. I won't waste another one. Oh, that darkness, it won't set me back again. Oh, I'm not asleep or awake. I won't let the future escape.